can't get any better.
Hello and welcome to Hawks Recap. Game 50 in the books, and the big 5-0 ends with a big W as the Hawks win against the Predators in Nashville by a score of 2-1. That evens out the season series, 2 games apiece per club, and man, another great game. Every single game in this series between these two clubs has come down to a single goal. That's as close as you can get. That's as exciting of hockey as you can get. The first game out of the All-Star break for both these teams, looking for a positive start to the final playoff push, this stretch run here. And both teams playing with their backup goaltenders. Now the Blackhawks really don't have the choice in this matter. They start Anton Forsberg, and on the other side you have the Preds starting Saros, who is in net because Pekka Rinne played in the All-Star game, so they're giving him a little bit of a rest. Thankfully, Rinne wasn't in net because I don't know if the Hawks really win this game with him in the net. First period, the Hawks come out firing. They come out flying. They come out fast. They come out furious. They're saying, hey, don't count us out. We may be in last place, but we are making a serious push for these playoffs, starting the first period right after the All-Star game. And 3 minutes in, they get some nice offensive zone time, some forecheck, and Hinostroza makes a nice poke check. Camp gets the loose puck and rips it top shelf over Saros' shoulder, and the Hawks are up early in this one, 1-0. The Hawks played a fantastic first period, at least a fantastic first 15 minutes of the period. They were dominating, they were controlling the puck, they were making it really, really difficult for the Preds to get anything going. The crowd was definitely out of it. And then with about 5 minutes left, the Preds finally started getting something going. The crowd started getting into it, and they started kind of getting some momentum, and they basically got all of their shots in that final 5 minutes, because before that, I think they only had 1 or 2 shots in the period. But final shot totals for the period was 9-8 in favor of the Hawks, but that really didn't tell the story. Like I said, Hawks dominant 15 out of the 20 minutes in the first period. Preds turned it on late. We've seen this before with the Hawks, though, where they dominate a period, but they don't seem to get that same result on the scoreboard. Same case here. They're only up 1 goal after dominating 15 of the 20 minutes going into the second period. A little worried. 2 minutes into the second period, Forsberg makes pretty much his only mistake of the game, but it was a bad one, and it costs his team a goal. Kyle Turris gets a feed in front all alone in the slot and buries it past Forsberg. Forsberg trying to play the puck behind the net, and he just turns the puck over. That's just something you cannot do against a team like the Preds or any other quality team. They're gonna take advantage of those mistakes, and the Preds did, and they tie this game up right away in the second period, and we're in for the long haul here. The rest of the second period was pretty back and forth. Both teams pressing for that second goal, pressing for that lead, but both goaltender Saros and Forsberg standing tall in this one, not letting anything get through. Both teams had 13 shots apiece in this second period. The Hawks would have 2 power plays in the period, but they just could not get anything through. The Preds actually got kind of lucky on that second penalty. They almost got a third to make it a 5-on-3 for the Hawks, but the refs kind of missed the call there. It should have been a delay of the game. The puck was not tipped, but they miss it sometimes. What are you going to do? Hawks, honestly, I don't even know if they would have scored on the 5-on-3 anyway. Their power play is that bad. Honestly, probably would have given up a shorty. Then with about 5.5 minutes left to go in the second period, we kind of see a bit of a rare play from Patrick Kane on the sideboards, defensive zone. The puck is coming around the boards, and he chips it out to Schmaltz to break out of the defensive zone. He takes a huge hit doing so. We don't see Patrick Kane in that role very often. He's usually the one receiving that breakout pass and going into the offensive zone, but he wasn't really on his game, and if he recognized that and said, okay, I'm going to try a different way to help this team win tonight, that is... we just don't see that very often from Kane, and we don't really want to see it that often, but it's pretty cool to see him make that type of play. And Schmaltz and Hinostroza do not let him down. Schmaltz with the puck going into the offensive zone, drops it back to Hinostroza, who rips a slap shot from 40, 50 feet away that goes through a defender's legs. just threads the needle there and just lasers it by Saros. Low blocker side. That's cheating, but who cares? I will take it. Hawks up 2-1. So the Hawks up 2-1 heading into the third period, and they start off pretty decently in the third period, at least first 5 minutes, and then after that it kind of starts going downhill. The Preds really trying to push for that equalizer, and it looked like the Hawks were kind of playing not to lose for the last 15 minutes, and it really was apparent after Hartman's bad penalty with about 8 minutes left to go. From there on out, it was tense butt cheeks. The Hawks PK unit, which has been struggling as of late, up against the Preds power play, which is one of the best power plays in the league, and somehow the Hawks find a way to survive and not let that puck get into the back of the net. Forsberg doing a great job making saves and making sure there's not a lot of rebounds, and if there was rebounds, the defense did a pretty darn good job slapping that puck out of the dangerous areas there. From 8 minutes on to the rest of the horn, it was a scramble for the Hawks, but they find a way to get it done. They find a way to come out with the victory. 2-1, they win in this one. So first period, the Hawks dominate, but only outshoot the Preds 9-8. Second period was pretty much a wash between these two teams. Third period, Preds dominate and outshoot the Hawks 22-9. Forsberg comes up huge in this game with 42 saves. Yes, he had the bad turnover that led to a goal, but other than that, he was fantastic. And Nashville Predators, what are you doing with your 3-star selections? You gave Kampf the 3rd star. Forsberg had 42 saves. I don't want to take anything away from Kampf scoring a goal, but 42 saves against the Predators team and only giving up a single goal, that's a 3rd star at least in my book. So yeah, we don't play each other at all in this regular season anymore, but if we meet each other in the playoffs, you better have your star selection game on point. Speaking of playoffs, these games are pretty much all playoff games for the Hawks. They essentially need to win 4 out of 7 games the rest of the way in. They pretty much have to win playoff series after playoff series here on out. So yeah, just prepare, do some squats. Get it ready. Up next for the Hawks, they travel out to Western Canada for a 2-game road trip, starting off with the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks not doing so hot this year. They're still in kind of a rebuild, but they have some talent on their team, so they cannot be taken lightly. The Blackhawks need to find a way to continue the momentum they got from the big victory here and grab some points out west. They're going to need every single point they can get if they're going to make a serious run for the playoffs. And with that, thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the game and the team's performance down in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe if you so choose to. I very much appreciate that. But most importantly, as always, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.